Hello, hello. I think I'm working. Yeah. Hey everybody, hey, welcome to today's Coffee and Crossword stream. I am Axel from Get Speaking English. And yeah, we're gonna be doing a crossword this morning. So sorry, I'm just setting up my computer here. Okay, I was a little late this morning. I had a lot of stuff to do. And it's early here. It's like 9 a.m. So and I have things after this that I had to work on setting up. Anyways, so we're gonna do this crossword. I know that sometimes crosswords have a lot of trivia, questions about pop culture and things like that. The one that we're gonna look at, though, focuses mainly on language. So we won't really require a lot, we won't really need a lot of information about trivia and stuff like that. I'm not very good at that, but I'm okay with language, and that is going to be really useful for anybody studying English, especially at a high level. It's really important for us to be able to think about language in different ways, think about lots of synonyms, different ways of saying things. So yeah, so this will be an interesting way for us to review our knowledge of English and learn some new words in the process. So yeah, so like I said, we're gonna look at this crossword together. And so we're going to work together to solve it. I'm basically going to walk us through it. I'm going to tell us which question we're going to work on, and I'm going to direct the conversation. I will provide additional clues, images, different things to hopefully help us arrive at the answer together. You'll be able to participate in the chat. So I have Facebook open, Twitch is open. I also have YouTube open as well. I thought it would be a great idea to sort of build a YouTube playlist of these, so you can go back and review them. So that's open as well. So you can comment there as well. I have all three open, so I'll be able to see your comments there. So feel free to throw out your ideas as we go along. Also feel free just to say hello as well, too. I love when people say hello. And yeah, so so that's how that's gonna work. I do have a few rules, though. I was just in here. Okay. So I do have a few rules, though. So my first rule is no cheating, okay? So I know it's easy to find the answers to these crosswords online. However, we're not going to do that. Hopefully we are smart enough, we'll be able to figure out the answers together. Only use the internet if I tell you. So only if we get desperate, then we'll use the internet. But we are not going to use the internet. We are going to use our minds instead, our knowledge, and collectively, hopefully we'll be able to figure this out together. Also, no ruining it for others. So, don't go ahead and start throwing out answers to other questions or things like that. Also, again, like I said, don't go Googling the answers or throwing out the answers. Even if you do know an answer, I might sort of direct the conversation so we are learning and reviewing different vocabulary anyways along the way. So try to play nice, just follow along. And finally, please be nice to one another. So let's be nice to each other in the chat. I don't want anybody name calling, things like that. Be nice to me as well. That'd be really great. And yeah, let's just try to have a fun time, learn some interesting vocabulary, review our knowledge of English during this fun interactive activity. And then there are also some things to keep in mind, specifically about this crossword. So, few things to keep in mind. First thing, like as I said, most of the clues are about language, so we do not need to know a lot about trivia or pop culture or anything like that. Some things, there will be some questions about trivia. It's kind of unavoidable, but the majority of questions and the things we'll be focusing on will be about language. Also, it's important to keep in mind that this is an American crossword. So American spelling will be used. So that's really important. So for example, they would spell the word color C-O-L-O-R, okay? Instead of C-O-L-O-U-R, which would be how we would spell it here in Canada and how people would spell it in British English. So no O-U-R, just O-R. Also, for example, words like realize will be spelt with an I-Z-E, so they will use Z instead of S. And words like center, for example, will be spelt with E-R instead of an R-E. All right, so some important little things to keep in mind about that. That's important. Also, a really important clue or a really important thing to keep in mind here is that the form of the word in the question will be the same form of the word in the answer. So for example, if in the clue there is a plural countable noun, then the answer will also be a plural noun, okay? If it's like a past form, it'll be a past form in the question, it'll also be a past form in the answer. So they're all similar. ING form in the question will be an ING form in the answer. So that's a thing that we could use to our advantage as well. So it's always going to be the same. If it's an adjective, we're looking for an adjective. A noun, we're looking for a noun. So it's always going to be the same. And then finally, well, not quite finally, but we could use multiple word answers in this crossword, and that is really important. So some of these answers will be phrasal verbs, for example, or other short phrases. So yeah, and there's no indication if an answer is supposed to be a multiple word or not. And some crosswords will let you know. This one does not, but they are acceptable. They're very common, so that's important to keep in mind. And then finally, too, just sort of on a personal, just for you to know, some of the words here will be useless to you, so they're not going to be useful words to use in English. Some of the vocabulary also for us as native English speakers is useless. Like I would never use some of these words in conversation. They would only show up when I'm doing a crossword or maybe playing Scrabble or some other word game, okay? So I'll try to let you know if something is extremely useless. All right, I'll try to make you aware. But hopefully we will still learn a lot of interesting, useful vocabulary along the way, review great vocabulary as well. Hopefully we will learn some things, and it'll be good. All right, so I'm just gonna switch my screens here. Oh. Alright, a second here. I thought I had everything set up, but I didn't. Alright. Okay, so let's look at the first thing. Very first one. So we have grapevine, talk, and then we have attain. So we're looking for a synonym. That means attain. And what the heck is a grapevine? Have any of you heard the this phrase maybe? I heard it on the grapevine maybe. Let me know if you've heard that before. It kind of means like if you hear something on the grapevine, it means that you heard about it on the street maybe. Maybe you heard other people talking about it, for example. Okay, so we're talking about information that gets spread around from person to person. Let me know if you can think of some words like that. Like, for example, maybe a rumor. You might hear something. Maybe it's true, maybe it's false. You get a good definition for a rumor, actually. Yeah, it's kind of like a sort of a story that just gets spread, goes around from person to person, may or may not be true. So we're thinking about, so we want a word that is basically a synonym for a rumor here. So a story or piece of news. Like it's spread from person to person. It may or may not be true. Yeah, so if people are talking, maybe they're talking behind your back. What's the word for that? I'm gonna give you a second to think. I think this word is going to be gossip. So G-O-S-S-I-P. So gossip, to gossip means to talk. You know, maybe spread lies, spread rumors, things like that. Talk behind people's back. So I think gossip is going to be the word here. Because also here we have this word for attain. So to attain means to what? Attain! Maybe a synonym is to obtain, for example. And we're looking for a very general word, actually. We're looking for a very key verb that shows up in a lot of idiomatic language, actually. So you've obtained something or attained something. Maybe you buy something. There is one word in particular that we could use as a substitute in all of those phrases. I think this one is going to be get. So you get something. You might attain something, so you get something. Or you buy something, you could get something. Also, lots of other idiomatic uses of get. For example, I need to get to the store. So I need to arrive somewhere, for example. Or, yeah, obtain. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them. I'm drawing a blank because it's really early. But yeah. Okay. Let's see here. So musician Yoko. This is Yoko Ono. I'm gonna put that there. Yeah. And feel free to throw out, like, if you know something, let me know. So a pig's place. A pig's place. We want a location for a pig. So I think this refers to a place in a barn. I'm going to get a picture. Sort of like the little enclosure where a pig might live, for example. And it's notoriously messy, since pigs sort of have this reputation for being pretty messy. So we have sort of a name. Starts with an S, we can see here, 3 letters. So we know that it's not pen, because pig pen. So pig pen might be another way to sort of describe this. Or really any enclosure where we would keep animals, specifically farmyard animals, we might call a pen. But this is a sty. This is a pig sty. Alright, so we had a pig sty. If you hear somebody say, you know, for example, you know, like a mom might go to her teenager's room and it's a disaster, and they'll be like, it looks like a pig sty in here. Because it's really messy, and they're kind of referring, like, it means like this. So that's what a sty is. Just like a messy place. Okay. Let's see. So we want a synonym for the word whole. An attack order. Land along the Tigris. Andean nation. Okay. So whole, if something is whole, we mean all of something, right? Right, so So not part of something, but, and I think we might probably all know this word. It starts with a ENT. So basically just like a synonym. So like I ate the whole thing, or I ate the thing. Any guesses? Entire, yes, exactly. Entire. Great. Thanks so much. Entire. Great. Yeah, so we have entire. Perfect. And let's see, what else could we, what else might be easy here? All right, so small racer. We can see right here that we have the word toy in it. So I think this is going to be 2 words. And what is a racer? A racer, something that races, right? So we want to think about a toy that might be used for racing. Exactly. We're gonna have it's a toy car. Perfect. Okay. So we have a toy car. Perfect. Our small racer. And an Andean nation. So we have an Andean nation. So so the Andes mountain range in South America. Any ideas? Just one more word here. Think about it. South America. Oops. I think this one is going to be Peru. So we have an Andean nation, Peru. That is in South America, sort of along the Andes. Perfect. Okay, great. Okay, let's see what else we can do. So consider comparable. Attack order. Let's go over maybe. Okay, let's go over and do this part maybe. So we're looking for a connector here for what's more. So basically, if you're going to add something, you say what you would say what's more if you were going to add additional information to your about something, right? And we're looking for a connecting word. Yeah, exactly. I think this is going to be and as well. I agree. I think that that's what it's going to be. So let's put that there. We can always change if we're wrong. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes we're wrong, but that's great. Let's see, what else do we have here? And we have a neckline shape. So just so we're all on the same page, the neckline, we're talking about clothes here. And usually like women's clothes. Most specifically. Gotta get sort of like a bit of a picture here. Different kinds of necklines so we can see different clothing has different necklines. And there's kind of one sort of in particular. Obviously we have like a 3-letter word here. I think it's gonna be kind of like, it's like this one, maybe. Any ideas what we might call this one? Where it kind of goes down and sort of like the shape. It's sort of named after the letter that makes this shape. Any ideas? So any ideas? So it's not going to be cut. Or at least I don't think it's going to be cut. Yeah. This letter here. What are we going to call this letter? It has this shape, right? I think it's gonna be V, and we're gonna spell it out. So we have a V neckline. Exactly. Yeah, right? Isn't that funny? Okay, all right, perfect. So let's do that. Let's do this one. Okay, so ready for customers. So where would you find customers? You would find customers at a store, for example, right? Or a shop, right? And we're looking for, yeah, we're looking for a 4-letter word here. Ends in E, N. So pretend you had a shop or you had a store and you were finally ready for customers to come in, check out everything. What might we say about the store? It's like the opposite of closed, right? The store isn't closed, right? It's ready for customers. People can come in. Any ideas? Exactly. It's gonna be open. So I think this one is open. So let's put open here. We're ready for customers. They can come on in. And of course, if we're wrong, we could always go back and we could change it. So went 90. Okay, so important detail to keep in mind. So we have the past form of go here. So went in the question. So we know that the answer is going to be the past form of a verb. Okay, so that's really important to keep in mind. And I think we are talking about driving. So, so in the US, it's very common for the driving speed to be, I think, like 80? Like 80? Well, here it's like common for 80 kilometers per hour. It's a very common speed limit on the roads. And if you go 90 instead of 80, what would you call that? Yeah, if you go 90 kilometers per hour in an 80 zone, you don't go too far. You don't go too slow. You went too fast, right? And then there's like a verb that we would use for that. We'd say that you are, we would say that you're speeding, exactly. And the past form of that is going to be sped. So to speed, sped is the past participle there. Yeah, so this is going to be sped. Perfect. All right, great. Awesome. Let's see here. Okay. This might be a little bit trickier. We're looking for a slang word to describe coffee. Let me know if you know any slang ways to call coffee, or to slang names for coffee. For example, people might call it Joe, for example. I need a cup of Joe. You might have heard that. Or some people might even just say like a cuppa. I mean like a coffee. Also mud. Do you guys think of any other ones? And let's see if maybe somebody can like throw out this one. Yeah, right? Yeah, I figured that these might be new. This one is, yeah, this one's probably going to be new too. We might also add a cuppa. Yeah, right? Yeah. So cuppa, or a cup of tea too, right? So maybe cuppa is more for slang for tea, but yeah. This one is going to be Java. So we would also refer to it as Java sometimes. Cup of Java. So if you hear about a cup of Java, I mean, or you might see it in the name of coffee shops and stuff too, or at least here sometimes. So that refers to coffee. So Java. Okay. Winsome. I don't know what that means. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, learning things all the time, right? Exactly. So let's do this one maybe. So land units. So we are looking for a unit of measurement for measuring land. So let's see. I mean, so you might maybe you would measure it in feet, for example. Maybe, or meters, but there are other options I think that are a little bit better, because land is usually really big. A meter? Yeah, meter. I think so. We want even bigger. Really, like even bigger. There's also a yard too. That's another unit of measurement, but we want to go big. How about a hectare? Hectare. I'm gonna spell this right. That's a hectare. But I don't think this is going to be a hectare. I'm going to give you a hint. It starts with an A. So it's going to start with an A. It's going to end in an S, just because it's plural. Let's start with an A. Exactly. Yeah, this is going to be hectare. Or this is going to be acres. Yeah. Have acres. I'm just going to put the pronunciation there. Hectare. Acres. Yeah, exactly. So this is going to be acres. Put that there. Bear weapon. So just so we're all on the same page, a bear is an animal. A very big animal, usually considered pretty dangerous. And he's got like these things on their paws. Yeah, exactly. Claws. So he's gonna have claws. So I think this is gonna be claws. Awesome. So, and I'm just gonna share a picture just so we're all on the same page. Oh, I forgot too that it's also the name of a dessert. But here are some bear claws. And there's also a dessert, which came up as I was like looking. Let me know if you've ever, if you've ever eaten one of these before. I have not. It's like a cinnamon roll or something. Cinnamon. And it looks pretty good. Okay. So we got that one. Let's see here. Consider comparable. Okay. Sorry, I'm just like thinking here. Which ones do? Okay, let's do this one first, maybe. Less narrow. So something narrow is kind of really thin, right? So something narrow, it's kind of thin, or like there's not a lot of space. Like a narrow, you might think of an alleyway as being really narrow because, you know, there's not a lot of space maybe between one building and the next building, right? So something narrow kind of is thin without a lot of space. between each side, maybe like an alley, something like that. So we're looking for like the opposite of this, basically. So we're looking for, yeah, we're looking for like the opposite word for narrow. So, any idea? Yeah, no, I think we're right. Yeah. So the opposite of narrow is going to be wide, right? And if it's less narrow, I think it's going to be wider. So let's put it in here. Again, we can always change it if it's not right, but I'm pretty sure that this is what it's supposed to be. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, great job. Okay, let's see here. So a swearing in vow. A swearing in vow. So a vow is basically a promise. And I know they have here like a swearing in vow. You might swear in during a court procedure, like at the beginning of a trial, for example. But let's just focus on the vow part. This is a 2-letter word, I'm pretty sure. 2-letter word, because we're allowed to have 2-letter words here. We have a D, a something else. And this is also a word that people will use when they say their vows, like when they give their little promises during a wedding. So you would say your vows also during a wedding. Or at least during like a traditional sort of Western style wedding, right? So, you know, you basically say something like, I promise to love you through sickness and health and things like that, or and then the priest basically says something like, you know, do you take this person to be your lawfully wedded wife? And then they make that promise. What did they say there? Any ideas? I think that's what they say. Something like that, basically. So yeah, they say something like that, and then they respond with this little promise, this vow. Any ideas? So I think this one is going to be I do. You would say I do. So we're gonna say I do. I do. So like, yes, I do. I do. All right. So when you're saying your vows or whatever like that, they'll ask if you understand or not, and you say, I do. So I do understand. So that's going to be that one. Okay. Let's see here. A Vermont resort. We're going to ignore that one. Original. Ooh. I don't know what winsome means. But that's fine. We'll figure it out. Original. So something original. So, okay, so we want a 3-letter word here. We're looking for a 3-letter word. Something original has not been done before. Or, maybe it's like fresh, kind of interesting. Yeah, I think this one's gonna be new. So it's gonna be new. Yeah, awesome. So something original, like a original idea, a new idea, or an original concept, and a new concept. Yeah, so I think that's what that's gonna be. A fairy tale monster. So, you know what this is? Let's see here. Let's think about, can we brainstorm the name of some monsters that you would find in a fairy tale. So a fairy tale is basically like a fantasy tale that you might tell a child, for example. So, and there's always like bad guys and monsters and things like that, right? So, yeah, I wonder if we can, I wonder if this will come up. If we'll, yeah, Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, that's kind of a fairy tale, exactly. Yeah, so obviously Beast doesn't fit in here. But, you know, dragons, for example, that's one thing. I'm sure there's a bunch more. And then you remember that, that movie Shrek? I think he was actually supposed to be a monster, but he was obviously not, he was not an evil monster, right? But he was this type of monster, the monster that we need in this answer. Yeah, ogre, exactly. So let's put ogre in here, our fairy tale monster. Perfect. Okay. What else is in here that we can do? Okay, let's talk about game cube. A game cube. So a cube obviously is like a square, right? A three-dimensional square. Yeah, and we want yeah. Basically, yeah, exactly. One of these guys, right? Little, I don't know if you can see. Hello, welcome. Yeah, so a die. Yeah, this is gonna be die. So it's dice for multiple. So you throw, is that right? And then a die for one. Yeah, a die is for one. Perfect. Okay, so we have our GameCube. What else here? So we have a critic's concern. Let's see. It says on the schedule, finish district. We're gonna learn a new word here, I think. We're gonna learn a new word. Because I'm pretty sure that this, but yeah, this is probably a word that we're not gonna know, but that's fine. We're here to learn new words. So a lawn, just so we're all on the same page, it's like this it's like a grassy area. Often, like here, houses will have lawns. It's common for houses to have lawns. Yeah, so yeah, this big space of sort of cut or manicured grass. And you can buy grass at like the garden center to lay down if you were renovating, for example, or something like that. Like if you were redoing your lawn. And they come in rolls. I mean, you can put seed down, but there's also I'm going to show you a picture. You can also buy grass in like these little rolled up. They look like rolls of carpet or something like that, but they're actually for grass. And there's a name for this. Let me know if you've heard it before. If you know it. I have a funny feeling this one's going to be a new one. I will give you a hint. It starts with an S. It starts with an S. Starts with an S. Here we have a picture of this guy laying it. Yeah, you just Googled it. Okay, so you just Googled it. What did you find out? Did you find out what it's called? Sod, exactly. So this is sod. All right. That's great then. Yeah, okay. So that's sod. Awesome. So we got it. Got it there. Okay. And we have bakery. We have bakery buys. So things we would buy at the bakery. So yeah, let's ignore the S here. This answer is it's a little bit bad because we're always like because as English teachers we're always like, you know, don't use this word as a plural. Yeah, it's breads. This is gonna be breads. But remember, we would say, you know, a loaf of bread or loaves of bread, right? We don't typically use bread as a plural, so it's much better to say loaf of bread. But yeah, but here they're using it as a plural, so I think that's breads. Yeah, usually, yeah, if you're talking about different varieties of breads, then we could use it as a plural. Yeah, exactly. But sometimes people will refer to like multiple loaves of like one type of bread as like many breads, and that is incorrect. So, but yeah, we can have different variety of bread or different variety of breads. So, okay, here we go. I think this one is also going to be a new word for us, but let's see. So diminish, if something diminishes, it kind of goes away. Or it lessens, right? I'm trying to think where you guys might see this word before. This word kind of comes up. I don't know if you've heard this before, but you might hear about oops, wait. And flow of something. Let me put that in context, maybe. This is gonna be tricky. Sort of to talk about like how like talking about sort of like the changes. I'm not doing a very good job at all of describing this. But this phrase here, the ebb and flow of something is used to refer to like natural changes or fluctuations of something. So, you know, that's kind of like the ebb and flow of... Usually we talk about the like this word and flow of the tide, for example. I'm trying to like put it into a sentence. This is probably gonna be a new one. I just spoiled it. Anyways, it's gonna be the ebb, the ebb and flow. Yeah, I think this is gonna be ebb. So something diminishes, it ebbs, we would say. And we might talk about the ebb and flow of something. Yeah, you've probably like, because sometimes, especially this phrase gets thrown out when we're talking about the changes of something or talking about the tides. It usually has to do with the tide, right? Like the tide will go in, the tide will go out. There's like a natural ebb and flow. I'm trying to see if maybe I can get a better example and context here. Here's one from Cambridge. You have to accept the ebb and flow of love in a relationship, you know, so it's not always consistent. Sometimes you love a person more, sometimes you love a person less, but, you know, so it's kind of natural to have that change, right? So the ebb and flow. something. So that's gonna be that one. Okay. Let's see here. So we have a river in Russia. No idea what this is. On the schedule. A critic's concern. So a critic is somebody. What is a critic? A critic is somebody who kind of like evaluates, or they give their, you know, their professional opinion about something, right? And it's really common for there to be, you know, a movie critic, like critics about movies, right? So a movie critic is a kind of one example of a critic, right? Or a theater critic, for example. Or maybe like music, right? We're looking for another 3-letter word here that starts with an A, that probably would also have critics, you know? So sort of a form of like, it's like a creative outlet, you know, like movies, books, theater. They are all kind of fall under sort of a similar, I don't know, similar heading. But yeah, there are also like these type of critics as well in this sort of creative sphere. Yeah, I think this is going to be art as well. So art critics, also very common. You know, they would go out to shows, they would critique the art. Yeah, so I think that's going to be art. I'm just going to put this here. I think this is Ural, I don't know. I'm not very good at geography. But now we could talk about this one. So on the schedule. This might also be a new word as well. But yeah, there's a couple different things. There's a couple different ways that we would talk about, like if something was on the schedule. We're looking for an adjective here to describe something on a schedule. So for example, planned. No, I think this fits. Yeah, slated. We have SLA. Yeah, something slated to happen is planned or scheduled to happen. So that's great. Yeah, so we have slated. Something slated. And I don't know what this is. You can go ahead and Google that if you want. Because I don't know. Or nanny, for one. Because I have no idea. Let's see here. What else do I know though? There's probably an S here. Or maybe not. Never mind. No S. Not sure what this is. So feel free to Google this one. This yes. Or nanny, for one. So feel free to Google that one. I have no idea what this one might be. Probably the name of somebody, maybe. Or if it's a place or something. It's like a type of some. Oh, maybe it's an opera. Do you think it's an opera? Maybe? Is that the name of an opera? Somebody should confirm if it's the name of an opera. Let's try that. So that's my guess. Feel free to make your own guesses about what this might be. And we're gonna move on. So we have a TV spot. A TV spot. TV spots. I know sometimes spot can refer to the place, the location of something. I think we are talking about things that happen on TV. That happen between, well, kind of like during shows and things like that. You know, there will always be that pause that happens during a TV show, or before a TV show, after a TV show as well, right? And then they will show different products and things like that. Yeah, this one's gonna be ads. So an ad, so a spot is just another synonym for ad, or which is obviously short for advertisement. Yeah, or we could call them a commercial, right? TV commercial. But yeah, all of those are spots. I think the word spot is more common in British English. We don't really say that here. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we got that. Let's see what else. A warning word. Okay, I think this might be easy. So a warning obviously is when you tell somebody, you know, not to do something, right? Maybe it's bad or something. And I think this word in particular, we might use, in my head, I can just, like, imagine myself telling this to some kid, like a little kid, you know, they want to, like, touch and they want to get into something. Yeah, and then you tell them, you know, don't do that. Don't touch. Yeah, so that's going to be don't. So let's put that there. And then we have colorful carp. So carp is a fish. And there's these really nice ones. These really pretty ones that they put in ponds. Specifically, I think they're Japanese. These Japanese fish. I'm gonna get like a picture of these guys. They're a type of carp. Oh, sorry. A 3-letter word. Do you know what these are called? They're pretty. They get pretty big too. I'm like always surprised by how big they can get. In here they will put them in sort of like these decorative ponds and stuff like that too. But these are called, yeah, these are called koi fish. So this is a koi fish. And yeah, people might have koi ponds where they would keep them. Here's like a koi pond. So a pond, like a little body of water. But yeah, they're kind of ornamental. Also, there's something that you would keep because it's kind of pretty and decorative, anything ornamental. Something like that. Okay, let's see here. A weary sound. They are very beautiful. They're so pretty. And like I said, like they're gonna get really big. Surprisingly big. Pretty crazy. So if you're weary, you probably are tired. So if you're weary, you're probably tired. You might also be a little bit frustrated as well, or fed up. And then there's kind of like, there are some noises that you might make if you feel tired and you're just like, ugh. Yeah, exactly. So this one's gonna be sigh. Our weary sound is going to be a sigh. Perfect. Okay. So we got that there. Got a sigh. What else can we do here? So we might know this word. Something is related to something else. So they have something in common. I wonder if I can put this in maybe a sentence and we might be able to get it. Second here. Oh, no. The website I was using just went down for maintenance. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Often this word is used if you, like, there's a blood relation maybe or something like that, but, see here. Public. Wait. Ugh. Yeah, we would use this word if something seems kind of related to something else. So maybe one species of bird, or species of birds, related to, or this word, to those in Africa, also occur in this place. I don't know where this place is. But A, K, and then two other letters. No, we'll know this one or not. But if something is this word to something else, it means that they're similar or related. Or maybe they're alike as well. I don't know if I can find a better example. Anyways, this word is akin. This one's going to be akin. We would say something is akin to something else. That means that they are related to each other. Here's another example. You know, the two languages are closely akin. They're similar, related. Here's another example. Maybe one of the pools looks akin to a small lake. So it looks very similar, right? So yeah, I figured this one might be a new one. But yeah, if something is alike, they can be akin to one another. And I put it in here. Okay, there we go. We got akin. Let's see here. So we have a streetcar. Let's go to streetcars. So we're thinking about the name of a type of transport. A type of transport that you might find in a city. It goes above ground. And it relies on... They usually have, like, rails and things like that. Yeah, so it's not going to be... This one's not going to be a taxi, although taxi's a good one. This one's a little bit bigger. It has some rails. Yeah, I think this one's going to be a tram. Yeah. One of these guys, right? So it runs on rails, and then usually there are cables overhead because they run on electricity. Yeah, this is a streetcar. So this is a tram. Perfect. Okay. Hackneyed. We're hackneyed, we're tired. So I don't know. Let's see here. Dance record. Workout unit. Okay. So so a unit means one of something. So if you're doing your workout, you know, you would never do one push-up, right? You usually don't do one push-up. Yeah, you would do a set. So maybe this is set. But, and that's a good guess, but I don't think this is going to be a TS. So we're looking for something else, but we're on the right track. So you would do sets of something, and then you would maybe you would like repeat the activity, like the exercise, right? And there's kind of a word that we would use for that. Yeah, you repeat the exercises. Yeah, you would do a rep, exactly. Yeah, so I think this is rep. This is gonna be rep. All right. So we got a rep here, our workout unit. Little terror. We're not gonna know that one. Let's see. I'm looking for ones that I think that we're gonna know. Let's do. I think we're gonna have some new words in here, but that's fine. Saw something to do, like do some reps. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you do some reps, they're like, yeah, do like, you know, 3 reps of this and 3 reps of that. Exactly. So you're doing, you know, basically a set of exercises. That's exactly what it is. This is a physics reference, a charged bit. A charged bit. This is a physics term. And I am not a sciencey physics person. But let's see. You know, because there are like protons and protons and neutrons. That's right. Oh god. Anyways, this word, this is gonna be ion. This is an ion. And yeah, we're gonna put that there. I want to talk about this one. I think we can get this one. So like a cabin on a cold night. So just so we are in, so we're on the same page. See a cabin. I'm gonna get a picture of a snowy cabin. Here we go. This is like kind of a snowy cabin during winter. So a cabin, it's kind of made out of logs and things like that. You'd find them in very cold places in the wilderness, right? So, you know, there might be electricity, but usually they are heated by, they usually don't have a, there's not like a furnace, right? Because it's in the middle of the winter. They usually heat it by burning things, by burning logs, like, right? And things in the fireplace, right? So I think we are looking for, we're looking for a compound adjective here, basically. But, so yeah, so we're looking for basically two words. Something, maybe a hyphen. I don't know where my hyphen is. There we go. Something, something. I'm gonna put in the second half. Fire pit. Yeah, there's no fire pit in the cabin. There's a fireplace in the cabin. Fireplace, for sure. So we're on the right track. So this first word is fire. So if there's a fire inside, it's going to kind of illuminate the place. So the fire will illuminate or brighten the inside of the cabin. Yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be fire lit. I think this one is lit. So fire lit, a firelit cabin. Yeah. And I don't know what winsome means, but I'm guessing this word is appealing. I'm just gonna put that there. Something appealing, or something that's kind of really nice. It seems very, like something you'd like to have or something you'd like to do. Like, yeah, something appealing, something that's likable. I think that's what that means. Likable and nice, for example. No, don't feel stupid. You guys are doing amazing. You guys are so great. Let's see here. So if you bump into something, so we have one word one letter that we are missing here. So J-O-S something L-E. You bump into something. This kind of is a synonym for like to shake, because you would, like, if you bump into something, you would kind of react, right? And you would kind of move really quickly. And there's kind of a word for that. See if anybody knows it. Yeah, so we're really close. Actually, I should double check the spelling. I'm gonna double check the spelling of this word. The spelling is a little bit tricky. So it's not jostile, but it's gonna be jostle, jostle. So the T is basically silent. Jostle. That's that word. Exactly, jostle. Perfect. And the T, like I said, like the T is silent. So it's just gonna be pronounced as jostle. Yeah, so you jostle something, you bump into something. All right, so we got that here. Oh, let's see if we can do this one really quickly. So, because I know what this is, but we'll talk about this in a second. If something is considered comparable, something comparable, they're kind of the same, right? Something kind of the same. The same or similar, right? Let's see if we can think of a word. Which one? What might this one be? Let's see here. There we go. Something similar. Maybe alike. Or alike, like they are alike one another. Yeah, I think this one, so this one's gonna be, I see it on Twitch. So if anyone wants to guess, yeah, exactly, like equal. Yeah, something equal. You could equate one thing to something else, exactly. So there we go. So you could equate something to something else. They're kind of similar, they're equal. Yeah, and this one here, this attack order. So is sick. The answer here is like sickum. Sickum as in like sick them, basically. Sick on them, basically. Short for that. But when we say it really, really quickly, everything blends together, so it comes out as sickum. But that would be like an order that you might give a dog or something like that, or you might hear it in movies. When the bad guys have to go and, I don't know, take out somebody, something like that. Anyways, okay. What else can we do here? We have a dance record. Let's do placating. Do you guys know what it means to placate? If you placate something, it kind of means that you do everything possible to basically make them happy. So to placate someone, this might be a new word for us. To placate someone means to do things to make them happy. So, yeah, you basically make them, you give them little concessions and things like that. Maybe make some changes to make sure that they're happy, that they stop complaining, things like that. So that's what it means to placate someone. And then there's kind of another word that we would use to describe that. Yeah, so to placate someone means to do things to make them happy. We might also soothe them, for example, too, but I don't know. That's not as good. Or pacify, maybe. I feel like all of these might be kind of new words. But yeah, so it's not going to be appealing. So we have appealing over here. Appealing, something that is, like, that looks nice, that's really, nice. But we're close, though. It's similar. So a pleasing, we're so close. So it's gonna be 2 P's. We're really close. So not appealing, not a pleasing. So a pleasing's not a word, but we're thinking about the right word. This word is gonna be appeasing. You would appease someone. So appease. I can't spell. So to appease someone. Yeah, you basically, you know, make lots of little concessions. You do like lots of little things basically to make them happy, even if maybe that goes against your own interests and things like that. So, yeah, if you're basically a people pleaser, maybe you do a lot of things to appease. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I figured appease would be new for us, for some of us, but yeah, it's a good one though. Yeah. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? I'm just gonna put this in here, so I don't want to talk about it. This is a word that only comes up in, that I only really see in crosswords. We have glorify. Yeah. Okay, so I think that this crossword today is a little bit tricky. Lots of new words, I think. So sturgeon, a sturgeon is a fish. A sturgeon is a fish. Do you guys ever eat sushi? Have you guys ever eaten sushi or caviar? Because sometimes on the sushi they will have these little red bits. And I think those are actually they're like, this is like salmon eggs or whatever like that. But yeah, we're looking for another word that we would use to talk about fish eggs. So yeah. Yeah, caviar is really good, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be roe. So roe, it's gonna be like the name for fish eggs. And I feel like I see this most often when ordering sushi, like on the menu. So salmon roe, usually salmon roe sushi or whatever. And a sturgeon is a really big fish. I don't know if I can. I mean, not that it matters, but yeah, a sturgeon. I think caviar comes from sturgeon. It's kind of like the popular fish to take it from. Anyways, okay, enough about that. Director, I don't do trivia. Let's do this one though, maybe. So we have a dance record. A dance record. A record usually sort of referring to like, we're talking about a song, right? I mean, once upon a time, like people would actually listen to, like, you know, those vinyl things? Vinyl records. So we're thinking about music. So a record. And notice where I put the accent too, a record, right? Because if we use this as like a verb, it's gotta change, right? To record something. You would record a record, record a song. And there's this word for when they take a song and then maybe they will put other songs or they will rework it. They will sort of change it up. They will re-release it. Yeah, I see it on Twitch. So I see the word on Twitch. We have it there. Any ideas? Hey, welcome. Feel free to throw out your ideas. We're looking for a word that we're looking for the word like for when we take a song, we rework it and we reproduce it, but we put it out into the world again. It's gonna be remix. This word's gonna be remix. Okay, so we have a remix. Perfect. So that's gonna be remix. Glorify. I don't know if we're gonna know this word. Jewelry for men. Jewelry for men. So we got a plural. We know it's gonna men is plural. This word is a two-word answer. Something. Let's spell something N-S. Yeah, I think it is also connected to the tie. So we have the word tie, exactly. Tie. There's this little clip that they will use to kind of prevent the tie from, I guess, like, kind of flying away and things like that. Wait, I'm gonna get a picture. Or maybe, yeah, I'm thinking it's like this. But I guess there's like a bunch of different. I think it's like something like this. Basically, yeah, basically pins it. Yeah, I see the word pin. Perfect. Yeah, so I think this is gonna be a tie pin. Let's do that. Let's do tie pin. Okay. I feel like this is going to be a new word for us. So hackneyed, if something is hackneyed, it means that it is maybe boring. Maybe boring or overdone. Tired, maybe. By the way, I really only see this word in crosswords. I don't see it very often in other places. And I feel like this word might also be new for us, but let's see if anybody knows what it might be. So if something's been done over and over and over again, we're like looking for a word to describe that, basically. Maybe overused. Banal as well, that's a good one. Something done to death. It's probably going to be a tricky one. And we can tell it's going to be a vowel because we have an X here. So it's going to be in vowel. We could probably also just make an educated guess about what's going to go here. Yeah, this is going to be trite. So something trite has been done over and over again. It's been done to death. It's really boring. Overdone. Yeah, it was a good guess, right? Because, yeah, we could make a good educated guess here, right? So we have, you know, we have the consonant here, right? We have a T. We have a vowel here. And we know that we have a consonant here, so we needed a vowel here. It's very common to have an E at the end, right? At the end of our words. So yeah, so this word is trite. Something boring, overdone. Awesome. And I don't know if we're gonna know this word. Oh, which one are we gonna do? This thing. I hope this is right. Placating. I'm pretty sure it is. So to glorify something, you think it's really great, right? I don't know if we're gonna know this word though. But if you glorify somebody, you praise them a lot. So if you glorify something, you praise it a lot. You think it's really amazing. You say how good it is. Things like that. And then there's like another, well, we can see it here. E-X-A. I feel like this is gonna be a new word for a lot of us. I can't even really think about, like, synonyms for glorify that we might know. Maybe proclaim. You could loud something. Grandize. This word is gonna be exalt. I know this is a new one. Yeah, this is a hard crossword part here. We have one last little here too. I feel this is also going to be a new word. So column, obviously something that's sort of like a pillar that goes up and down, right? A vertical pillar. Oh, a similar word to like exalts. Yeah. Yeah, that's a true. This is not, exalt is not a really common word. I don't see it coming up a lot. Maybe in I don't know, like religious texts or something. I don't know. It's not like a super common word. This also is not like a super common word. And yeah, maybe you would hear it in psychology as well. About people's character. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, so we have a vertical pillar. I don't like this clue, but I know what this word is. I'm gonna try to get a picture of it, maybe. You would also use, this word is also something that you would put like a sculpture on top of or something. But I feel like this is gonna be a new word for a lot of us. Like in art galleries, they will have these rectangle bases that they will put art on top of. I don't know if you've seen these. It's kind of like that. And you would put the art on top of it. And then I suppose too, I guess there's also kind of like that base at the bottom of a column. And I guess it kind of has the same name. But I think this is going to be new. We can see that it starts with a P. There's some more columns. I think it's referring to this bottom bit here. Anyways, we can see that it's going to have a vowel here. This thing is called a plinth. So this is called a plinth. I've used this word mostly. I used to work at an art gallery, So that was really the only time I really ever used this word. But yeah, so these things, these little pedestals, are called plinths. So that's what that is. And let's see here, assess. I wonder if this is like lineup. 'Cause I don't know, like, or is it site up maybe? I don't know. We have this name of this director here too. I don't know. If Ebbs. Is this right? You said you were in Russia, right? The name of this river? Oh, they use this plinth for the thing which is between the wall and the floor. Oh, you mean like the baseboard? Is this what you mean? I'm gonna get a picture. Do you mean like this? This one here. Yeah. I would call this the baseboard. This is the baseboard. Or the baseboard. Boards. And this is called molding. This thing, you can also have it, you know, up top as well along the ceiling. We would call it molding. So that's what that sort of decorative element is called, and then at the bottom it's the baseboard. Yeah, so that's what that is. I gotta check the name of this place. River in Russia. Because I never remember if it's like here. Yeah, it is Ural. Okay. Maybe this is size up to access? Ah! We did it! It is size up. Okay. We did okay then. We did it. Yeah, so if you size something up, that also is a way to mean to assess something. All right. Well, we did a good job. Thanks everybody for helping. That was really fantastic. Yeah, I hope you guys learned a lot. I know I learned some new things as well. That was really fantastic. So I love learning new things. Anyways, this was a lot of fun. I'm going to be doing this tomorrow at the same time as well. I might be a little bit late, and I probably will have to leave like right on time because I have something after. But I will be doing some crosswording tomorrow at the same time. I'm just going to check the time here. I think this is what, 1300 UTC? Yes, 1300 UTC. So I will be back tomorrow with tomorrow's crossword. So feel free to come out, help me figure it out. And yeah, I hope you all have a really good day. So thanks again. And I will see you all tomorrow. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe and all of that jazz. That would really help me out. Bring your friends. Okay, anyways, bye everybody. Have a really great day.